When I was talking to Renz one day, he was like, yeah, man, Departure's crack because of this, this, and this, the lockdown. That's the reason why. It's a lot of things for these characters that you look at and you're like, this is really good. For Terry, it's actually, I think part of it is honestly a stand medium punch, which has gotten way better. More confirmable, way better for a poke. The medium tools in general have been better for him in this new patch, so more consistency. For Luke, though, his stability overall for all of his tools has been really good, but I think the heavy kick is going to be important in this match. It'll clip crouching medium kick. It's actually tailor-made to deal with the Shoto button, so we'll see if YUNGTATE has to even use that. Sevens on the Terry, you know what, that makes sense. Sevens used to be a Lucia player, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, finding the crouch fierce into fireball. YUNGTATE trying to inch their way forward. Okay. Oh, just barely not clipping after the fall down there. Burn Knuckle does get clipped, and YUNGTATE having to spend a lot of drive gauge to try to keep this going on the back foot in terms of drive, even though they do have a slight life advantage. And this is so far looking like a real scrapey kind of match between these two characters.
Oh yeah, the drive impact. No cancel from Tate. Oh, Super was going to come through. But instead, it's Sevens getting the better off of that DI. And thank you for the correction. One way to God, Jesus, is Ken that he used to play. So even more, it makes sense that he played Terry.
Terry's kit just feels so designed to be setting up spacing traps, even in that spot where like the early standing jab out of DR and then the crouching jab ends up a spacing trap. But you can see that YUNGTATE is actually being pretty patient. The chief defensive choice has just been empty neutral jump. Sevens getting wise to it. Now having them pushed farther forward, 3 bars on both sides and really fishing with these mid-range buttons a little bit too early with the crouching fierce, and YUNGTATE gets jumped on and killed for their trouble. Level 3 out of Sevens.
If that had been an actual DP, he would have hit that, knocked that away. That's the kind of the crazy thing. And even with these neutral jumps, there was one where Tate did jump heavy kick, and had he not extended a button, he wouldn't have got hit at all. You know, so woulda, coulda, shoulda, but something that Tate has to look at and say, okay, either I commit to the anti option, don't commit to a neutral jump option, maybe to call out the burn knuckle. I understand the intent, but have to be careful because the damage is racking up. Sevens with the space trap, as you mentioned, this character, very well done. Drive rush throw on the tap parry attempt. Drive gauge not looking so good.
All right, puts himself in burnout, up, back, does get met. Sevens perfectly content to lose the corner here because now you get to bully him. No bar on the side of YUNGTATE to do anything about it. When is the DI coming? Level 1 just happened. Are we going to try to play for the stun? No, recognizes the up back, finds the anti-air, and now YUNGTATE out of burnout, but has lost so much of their life as a result. Gets the side swap, but clipped trying to walk back by the crouching jab. Sevens still in the driver's seat. Nice low forward to try to press the issue, but straight back into burnout, and we're resetting back to neutral. Burn knuckle adds a poke, clips it out.
Just lets it rip. You know, honestly, with the health advantage, why not? Let that sucker go. Sevens up a game and a round. Not going for the anti right there. Trying to go for the throw underneath. Tech immediately. And as you tech, again, you're going to develop that bar at the bottom. And obviously the drive gauge, but more importantly, the meter, the SA gauge, get closer to that super. Even better for Sevens because that level 2 is nasty. Yeah, target combo, back to mid-screen, ODDP. Let it rip.
Yeah, I feel like Sevens is just straight winning the ground game between these two. The whiff punish game has been super solid. YUNGTATE feels like, I don't know if there's an unfamiliarity with the character. That being said, miss spaces that burn knuckle, but gets a little bit too hungry off that frame advantage. The delay button off of the DR. One more touch will do it for Sevens, but one more touch will do it for YUNGTATE as well, depending on how much resource they choose to expend.
No gaps.
The throw.
No gaps, Tate. Oh, he's trying to itch his way in. Careful now.
Look at that buffer.
No, by the DA! He tried to go for the back fist and it misses completely. Sevens was looking for that option. Hops over, definitely it deals with the damage. The Rising Fang to get the kill. Sevens is on one.
Yo, I gotta say, look, like everyone and their mother saw Sevens churning and buffering that reversal super in the corner there. Like, getting jumped, yeah, that's tragic. But I gotta tell you, that DI was getting supered if it wasn't getting jumped.
Oh my God, bro. YUNGTATE
Ooh.
at least hits the brakes right here, baits out the ODDP. Big damage incoming with the perfect knuckles. Heavy ender up in the corner. Meaty crushing, medium punch, 7 respects. Jumps out, takes a little bit of damage, but it could have been worse. Perfect parry, but you can't drive rush right after. You don't want to spend all that bar and be a burnout. Anti-air, there we go, deep with it.
Ooh, wake up low short, catches a shimmy attempt coming out of YUNGTATE, but YUNGTATE's jab checks are able to secure a round for them, finally finding some signs of life here.
Box him out, box him out. Fireball's also switching up how the approach is from Tate. buttons and fireballs as Sevens gets closer. Now Sevens trying to get some of these fireballs too. Yes, it's a new buff to the crack shoots. You can go with the fireballs a bit easier. It's a heavy one.
Ooh, that DI getting blocked, but I mean, the chip damage to the drive gauge was enough to make that valuable here for Sevens, finding the back throw off of the jump, and now YUNGTATE stuck in the corner. Oh, that's unfortunate that ended up a back throw.
Yeah, you can chase him down with the fireball. He's content to do so. Holding parry wasn't minus enough to get punished. Lucky boy. Crouch with a kick into the fireball, try to get the space trap. Tate respecting, now finding his own mediums. The hefty amount of damage. Heavy knuckle, no level 3 just yet. Chaser for the Oki. I'm surprised Sevens didn't go for a DP attempt, because that's assured. But I'm assure you that should have been it. That should have been it, bro. Level 3.
Dude, what are you trying to do to my blood pressure? Jab check. Any of these touches. Okay, now Sevens in burnout. You got to be worried. Look at the patience coming out. Oh, level 3. Did he hit a button? No. I respect it.
Ooh. Man, give me that hypertension. Relax. Relax, Tate. I like that he did pull back a lot in some of these scenarios, so hit the brakes with the drive rush and not just going for a button right after. And now just letting Sevens kind of hang himself here and there. Up a game. Finally, we see one on the board. Lay him on the mat with a throw. Tate looking way better.
All right, no check on the DR, back throw from Sevens, drive gauge and positional advantage. Nice whiff punish on the low forward. Yeah, there's been a lot of fishing with that low forward and these spacing traps. Back to mid-range, up back on wake up from Sevens. Up back has been a defensive choice out of Sevens a lot.
I wonder if Taken's gonna chase it down.
I like that.
Level 1 if he wants to expend the bar, but Sparks finisher right here with the Buster Wolf. And that fake out fireball burns out Tate. You try to perfect parry, hold this overhead, and a DI. Yeah, we do the frame kill heavy.
Gonna get big damage.
Oh, you are a Terry player for real, for real. You're not a ride by the night sort of Terry player. But you did not kill that jab will, though. Light touch. Something light.
And that's set point now for Sevens. Waiting it out, big jump in, and we don't even need the jump in button. We just get the landing frames nice into knockdown, meaty fireball, and it whips, it baits the perfect parry on wake up. Oh my God, Sevens living rent-free in YUNGTATE's head right now, looking rent-controlled. Shimmy connects.
The super to kill Sevens. Just in there, not leaving. Not paying utilities, but we'll take the victory right there. Tay had some good moments, but the offense and the stability of how he was playing was just way better. Burning out Tate, playing around that intention of like, oh, you want to parry? I'll do this fake-ass fireball right outside the range. You saw the frame kill in the corner. This man is a Terry player. He's been a Terry player. He'll continue to be a Terry player. Like, there's some people that will play, like, pick up Terry, be like, you want to play Terry? He's strong, and you'll get to a certain point, but you got to be a real deal Terry player to make it to these top spots out here, these World Warriors, or any sort of big tournament with killers. So you can see that with the way that Seven is playing. But yo, shout out to Tate. Our first loss of the day in terms of a body bag, but he ain't gonna go outside because that man did get some points out here. So if he keeps it up, he might still be in the top 8 contention at the finale.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was nerves, if it was just some raw execution mistakes, I don't know, but there were some spots there where YUNGTATE was getting limbs that like definitely ought to have been canceled into specials or supers that we weren't seeing. And you know, if I don't mean to suggest that YUNGTATE wasn't operating in 100% capacity, right? Because like that feels low-key disrespectful to suggest. But if that extra little bit was squeezed out of it, how different would this be? Because some of those rounds were so close. And yeah, Sevens played that immaculately, but there were definitely some scrapey rounds. And, you know, if Tate's able to not have it slip through their fingers in quite the same way that it was, then, you know, maybe that goes a little bit differently. Maybe that's something to pay attention to as you're prepping for the next one, right? There's more of these to come. We got a whole circuit of World Warrior to be playing through. You got ample time to correct on these difficulties. Watch the tapes, figure out where you went wrong, and come prepared for next time.